What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jamie D Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And now live in Chicago, Illinois from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m. CST. Welcome in. We're also live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at The Jamie D Show. And I'm live right now on Instagram at It's Jamie D. That's ITSJAIMEDEE. What's up, everybody? It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys here after the holidays. Technically, we're still in holiday season because New Year's Eve has not come upon us yet. But I did not get to say this last Friday, so I want to say it today. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. I'm hoping that everybody had a great holiday season so far and is continuing to have a good holiday season because I know that this could be a hard time for a lot of people. And so if it is, I'm sending prayers to all of those who are trying to just get past the season. And for those who are having a good time, I'm happy for you all. If you ever need help, please be sure to reach out to your loved ones, reach out to your circle, or go to Google and look up whatever hotline you need to look up because it is a hard season to get through. But welcome in, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys listening to my live morning radio show right now. If you're listening in your cars right now, I appreciate you. If you're listening in on the many different streaming platforms I have, I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, let's get into the show rundown. Today, I'm going to go over my weekend. Then we're going to have a conversation about daily news. And after that, we're going to have a conversation on posting your man on social media and then complaining about the consequences. Now, it's the same thing for posting your woman, but this is going to be about a specific story of this woman posting her man and then complaining about the consequences afterwards. Like, how do you post your man and then complain about it afterwards? Make it make sense. I don't get it. I don't get people sometimes. But let's get into it. So my weekend, to be honest, I actually had a really, really good weekend. So Friday, I went to my friend's game night in downtown Chicago. Okay, so for those who know, you know I'm in Chicago. For those who don't know, I'm in Chicago. Surprise. I've been here for about 3 weeks now. And I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. However, I have not lived in Chicago, Illinois since 2012. That is when I graduated high school. Yes, I'm still young, y'all. Now, I've visited Chicago here and there throughout undergrad in my adult life and also in grad school and then back in my adult life again. But it's one thing to visit for like a short few days. It's another thing to be living back in a city that you grew up in. Chicago is just like a brand new city to me. I don't know where nothing is no more. I can't tell you where nothing is. So many things have changed and our social life here has completely did a 180. Chicago is known to be a very, very, very segregated city. It's a beautiful city. It has a lot to offer, but Chicago is known to be a segregated city. Excuse me. Everybody knows. I can't say everybody, but a lot of people around the country knows that Chicago is a very segregated city. And a lot of their towns and cities in Chicago are very spread apart. I mean, very spread apart. And every city / town here in Chicago really does have something to offer, which is really cool. But a lot of the cities are like 45 minutes in towns, like 45 minutes away from Chicago. And that's really annoying because it's hard to get to other events and other things that are happening around the Chicagoland area because everything is so spread apart. Now, I said that because back in the day when I was in high school and also when I was visiting, I would come to Chicago and it would be really hard to find things to do because Black people did not have many spaces in Chicago. Now, the spaces they did have, which were fun, were also very dangerous. So, I want to be in the city. I want to be where the people are. I want to be kind of around the crowd. And, you know, when you think of the city, you think that's where a large amount of people would be. Well, it is, but a large amount of those people were white because oftentimes Black people would have to buy out a club for a night, or they would have to hope that the owner would let them have a weekend. It would just never be a spot where Black people had somewhere to go all the time. And when they started to get those things, there's a lot of politics in Chicago, but also, unfortunately, Black people ruin it for other Black people. And you know, when you got saying it be your own people, and sometimes we just can't have good things. Like you wonder why we don't have good things, because when we did have good things, other Black people will come and start shooting the clubs up, shooting the bars up, shooting the lounges up. Like there was this one place out here that I visited. I think this was back in like 2017, 2018, called The Shrine. And I was like, ooh, I love this. Super excited to find this spot. It was always Black on the weekends. I was happy. I came back. I mean, like I went in like December of 2017. I think I went back again in 2018, or maybe it was 2018, 2019. I don't remember. But either way, I came back a few months later, and I was like, I'm definitely going back to the Shrine. I had a great time. People were super welcoming. It was great. And then I shot the Shrine up, and now it's gone. Like I'm just like, oh my God, we already have to face against other people. Why is it that when we finally get something of our own, we mess it up for each other? I really hate that for us. I really hate that for us. And that's what I experienced a lot. It was a lot of segregation, a lot of one night onlys, or a lot of when we tried to get our spaces together for us, it just never stayed around. And a lot of times too, they would try to create spaces for us, like white people, and they would be like, oh, it's a hip hop night. And I'd be like, okay, cool. Like, it is what it is. I'll go to this one club, they're having a hip hop night, but they're charging out the butt crack to get in. Then they have all these rules and dress codes. You can't wear Timbs, you can't wear Jordans, you can't wear two pieces, you can't wear jogger sets, you can't wear this. And most of those dress codes were tailored towards Black people. And I just hated that. And then when you got into those establishments, their hip hop was like late 90s, early 2000s. Very much how Vegas currently still operates. But I'm just like, who? I mean, yes, I like the late 90s, early 2000s, but that's a theme. You know how like there's certain genres of music, especially in America, that are themed nights. You have oldies, you have throwbacks, you have Caribbean music, you have Afro music. Unless you're specifically going to those parties that are happening and they're always playing Caribbean music and they're always playing Afro music, in the mainstream social life, those are themed nights, right? And so when you go to a club, it's like, yeah, we're playing hip hop and you're playing Rihanna. It's like, when was the last time Rihanna even had an album? Like, why are you not playing Cardi B? Why are you not playing Migos? Why are you not playing Lotto? Why aren't you playing the new music? And then you talk to these promoters and you talk to the establishment owners, and they're like, we don't want to attract a certain crowd. And in my mind, I'm just like, okay, I definitely get that. I get it, because people would just be messing stuff up. But it's also like, come on now, like we want to listen to the good stuff. So now that I'm here, it's like, oh my God, like what the heck happened? There are so many establishments that are Black and brown owned. There are so many places that are playing current hip hop. And a lot of these places are in the city. I think I said this before, but if I didn't, when we did have our spaces, a lot of times they would be in the hood. And I love me a good hood ratchet time, but I also like to feel safe. And I also don't want to feel like I'm about to be shot up. And I also don't want to feel like if the person next to me gets too drunk and I mistakenly bump into them, or somebody touches their girl, or they get an attitude out of nowhere because of liquor beating them up, they want to shoot the place up. I didn't like that. So I like to feel safe in the spaces I'm in. And so now that I'm seeing Chicago is really booming, they're starting to use Event right now, which is awesome. There's spaces for us. They're actually playing current music. And there's also some things that are free. Even though Chicago, oh my God, one thing about Chicago, man, Chicago is so expensive. They want to nickel and dime you for everything. Don't get me started on the tolls. And also, too, there's so many more people here. Like, there's so many more people here. I never realized that Chicago was growing like that, because a lot of cities, especially after the pandemic, are trying to still recuperate, and it's about to be 2024. So to see that Chicago really is booming, I'm like, okay, this is awesome. I'm really excited to be here. I'm very hopeful for my experience here, and I think that everything's gonna go well. On top of that, I'm like, okay, there are people to meet out here. I'm loving this. I ain't gonna lie though, once you get older and once you've lived in non-major cities like me, it's like, yeah, you're meeting a lot of great people, but a lot of people still act the same no matter where you go. It's new people, same things, and it really is hard to make friends out here. But I say that all to say, I made a friend. And I'm actually doing social things out here. That was the long story short. And so this new friend I met invited me to his game night, and it was downtown Chicago. And I'm like, oh my God, the apartments are so cute down here, but they're also hella expensive, ain't no parking, and it's hard to find a way to get downtown, especially with all the tolls and all the traffic. But I made it, y'all, and I had a good time. So that's what I did on Friday. Saturday, I worked a 12-hour shift for my new hosting event company that I work for, having a great time. I'm really enjoying working for this company. They send me out to do all these game night events, and it's super, super fun. Loving it. And then I went to my aunt's on my mom's side's birthday party in the south side of Chicago. That was cool. Shout out to Auntie Glow. She just turned the big 60. Love you. Happy that you're still in our lives. I'm happy that you're living a healthy, prosperous life. On Sunday, I went to my aunt's house on my dad's side of the family for Christmas Eve, and she cooks down, okay? I'm always looking forward to Auntie Venus's cooking. Shout out to Auntie Venus. One thing people don't know about Chicago is not only does Chicago have the best food in the country, I'm going to stand by that, but a lot of our cooking comes from Southern roots. And let me tell y'all, when we throw down, we throw down. So I need to get you with me because I've learned a lot of my cooking from my mom, from my aunties, from my grandma, and I know how to cook, okay? I tried to do our Sunday night, but one of my friends canceled on me, and another one of my friends was going through, I don't know what the hell he was going through because it took him 2 hours to get to me, and then when he finally got to me, he lost his dang ID card and couldn't even get into the spot we're trying to get into. On top of that, a majority of stuff was closed on Christmas Eve, which made no sense. Now, a lot of people might be like, oh, it's Christmas Eve. That does make sense. No. Other than 9 major cities, let me tell you, Thanksgiving night, Christmas Eve, and even Christmas Day, parties be booming, okay? So I was really confused as to why Chicago wasn't having nothing going on. There were little slight things here and there, but it wasn't like popping. But Christmas Day, it was actually lit. I don't know what that was about. So that was that. Monday was Christmas. I spent the entire day with my eternal family. My younger sister made breakfast. We played Left 4 Dead 2 all dang day, watched movies, watched Home Alone. My mom cooked dinner. That was great. And then I went over to my other aunt's house, my mom's side, for a Christmas dinner. It was great seeing them. I haven't seen a lot of that family in so long. And I don't know about y'all, but my family structure is one where my cousins are really my mom's cousins. So they're really my great cousins, but my great cousins are my age. My parents had me at 17, 18, y'all. So they're my age. And there's a lot of other cousins who started to have kids when I was like in middle school and high school. So I don't even know my actual cousins. And being around them this past Monday, and they all like young adults or like grown, I'm like, who are y'all? So like I have like a lot of like recouping relationships, creating relationships to do now that I'm back in Chicago. It is kind of tough, but I'm making it work. So that was my weekend, y'all. We gonna take a quick break. Shout out to Kara. Shout out to Fab Five, aka AT, all the way in Dallas, Texas. Shout out to Rob Shoelander. Shout out to everybody listening on the YouTube channel right now, in their cars, on Instagram. I appreciate y'all. You guys are amazing. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna start some daily news. All right, don't go nowhere. It's the Daily Show. Las Vegas, guess what? The Jamie D Show is expanding and also changing time slots. Starting Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024, the Jamie D Show will be heard in Las Vegas, Nevada, and now also in Chicago, Illinois. My new time slot will be from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST every Monday through Friday. I'm still covering entertainment, pop culture, social issues, and more. I'm excited for you all to hear me in your cars and on YouTube at TheJaimeDeeshow. See you all Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024, from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST.
At AR Heating and Air Conditioning, our main goal is to provide high-quality service without breaking the bank. From maintaining your HVAC units to fixing them when they are down, they are there for you. AR Heating and Air Conditioning offer reasonable prices, reliability, and professional service at a great value. For more information, go to fixmyac.net or call 702-646-4000. Beat the heat and call AR Heating and Air Conditioning today.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jamie D Show. Woo! Live on KSHD AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and live in Chicago, Illinois right now from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m. CST. We're also live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at The Jaime D Show. That's TheJaimedEeshow. Now, I don't know if you guys just heard the commercial, but I did. And I was just given the green light to announce the Jaime D Show is expanding. Woo! And also changing time slots. Do I got sweat on my armpits a little bit, but y'all gonna have to just live with that because I'm human. And for some reason, I be hot, real hot, real hot, real hot. But yes, the Jaime D Show is expanding and changing time slots. What does that mean? That means the Jaime D Show will now be heard live, not only in Las Vegas, Nevada, but now in Chicago, Illinois. So in Las Vegas, Nevada, you guys will be able to hear me on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM in Las Vegas, Nevada, but also in Chicago, Illinois on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 AM. Yes, the Jaime D Show will be live in 2 cities starting Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. Let me say this again for y'all. The Jaime D Show is expanding. The Jaime D Show is expanding. The Jaime D Show is expanding. Woo! And changing time slots. So in Las Vegas, Nevada on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM, you'll hear me every Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST. And you will now hear me live in Chicago, Illinois on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM every Monday through Friday from 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. CST. I'm super excited for this expansion. I deserve this. I deserve this. Clap it up for me. Ring the bell for me. I deserve this, and I'm so grateful. Shout out to my amazing general station manager, Mark Hayes, out of Las Vegas, Nevada. This would have not been possible if it wasn't for him. One thing that I can say that I have always prayed for is to have a genuine supporter in my corner in this industry. And if you have not worked in the media and entertainment industry, you wouldn't understand how hard it is to get somebody to truly champion behind you and truly support you without wanting something from you. But to truly be like, hey, I support you, I see you, I want to pour into you. That is what I've been praying for. And my prayers came true when I met Mark Hayes. So again, thank you so much to Mark Hayes for actually championing this and supporting me and walking me through this process, because if it wasn't for him, I would not be here even at KSHP. Seriously. And even shout out to everybody else who got me here along the way. I wouldn't have been able to be here if it wasn't for Brian Shapiro. I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for being on his show. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that process I went through with him. And I'm just very, very grateful for everybody who played a part along the way to get me to where I am today. So thank you to everybody who has truly been on my side. And thank you to that one person, Mark Hayes, who is actually in the industry, playing an actual part and truly living and walking in open honesty, truthfulness, sincerity, and to be completely honest, a good heart. Because a lot of people in our industry lack that. A lot of people in our industry lack that. They just do. They don't have it. And even like me speaking right now, like I may go through things with certain people. I may have an issue with certain people. I may not even have an issue with certain people, but they may have done me dirty. But if they have been somebody who has been helpful in my process, even going all the way back to high school or college or when I was struggling in Atlanta, if they were somebody who has been a positive part in my life at that moment, they're still going to get praise from me. They're still going to get a thank you. They're still going to get a I'm grateful. I don't know how many times they're going to say it, but they'll get it at least once or twice. Okay. So seriously, thank you to everybody who has played a part. And thank you to everybody who's actually supporting me live on the air right now, who continues to support me live on the air. For example, I have so many people like The Way Up's Creative. I have so many people like A.T. Holloway in Dallas, Texas, my mom, my aunts, my other friends, but even people like Kara who have been supporting my show since day one. I appreciate each and every one of you. My success is nothing without you all. So thank you all so much for actually being there. And just get excited because we are expanding. We are. Yes, I said we because we're a family. We're in this together. I can't do this without y'all. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, shout out to Mark Hayes. Ringing that bell. Okay, let's get into the daily news. All right. It's a lot that even went on during the holiday season. I was just like, bruh, what is going on? So Hollywood Unlocked shared that a 30-year-old Brazilian woman has been arrested after confessing to chopping off her 39-year-old husband's manhood and flushing it down the toilet during sex on her birthday. What? The incident happened after the woman learned that he was allegedly sleeping with her 15-year-old niece. According to local media, the woman, who has not yet been identified, turned herself to the police in Atabia near Sao Paulo, Brazil on December 22nd. She walked into our local police station with her brother and greeted the officers saying, "Good evening, officers. I came to turn myself in because I've just cut off my husband's penis." While being interrogated, the woman told the officers how everything went down. She said she began by seducing her husband, and once he got into the bed with her, she tied up his arms and legs with underwear. Once he was bound and under her control, she then pulled out a razor and started chopping away at the man's fully erect pee-pee. Ooh, ooh, I'm struggling. I feel it. Ooh, y'all know how like when y'all feel stuff that's not really happening. I feel it. I feel it. Ooh. Local media reported that the woman then took a photo of the severed organ before she went into the bathroom and flushed it down the toilet. After the woman turned herself into the police, she then told them that she had flushed the penis away because she had, quote, heard that it was possible to reattach it, end quote, after dismemberment. The husband was eventually found alive and rushed to the hospital with his current health condition unknown. The woman has since been arrested and charged with suspicion of attempted murder, and a judge has agreed to remand her in custody for 30 days while a full criminal investigation continues. Additionally, police are also looking into the woman's claims that drove her to dismember her husband's manhood. She alleged that her husband had been sleeping with her 15-year-old niece. The age of consent in Brazil is 14, and police are looking to determine if there was a consensual relationship. Woo. Life of Rich Tiff says swift justice. I don't know about y'all. I don't condone violence. Oh, but when it comes to rape, when it comes to taking advantage of young kids, when it comes to sexual harassment, when it comes to any of those other synonyms, because at this point they're all synonyms to me, you get what you get. You get what you got coming for you. Y'all be out here ruining these kids' lives because y'all horn dogs can't just go have sex with somebody else. Y'all do know there are sex clubs y'all can pay to go into to get y'all rocks off, right? Y'all know there are sex parties that happen every weekend for free, right? Y'all know there are people out there on Twitter and all these other dating apps who want to have sex now. Y'all know that there are prostitutes, right? Like, oh, there's so many ways that you could have gotten your rocks off, but you decided because the age of consent was 14 to hook up with a 15-year-old. Not only did you hook up with a 15-year-old, but you hooked up with her 15-year-old niece. You hooked up with her sibling's child. That is so foul. So foul. And people like that deserve what comes to them. And that's why I truly do believe when people are disgusted, and I'm one of them, with older men and even women who are well into like their late 20s, early 30s, and even 40s, saying that they would date an 18-year-old, it's like, that's disgusting. And when you say, oh, I would date that 18-year-old because of that being the legal age of consent, I never thought about it until recently when people said, so what if the legal age of consent went lower? Would that mean you would hook up with a 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old because the legal age of consent is at that age? And I'm like, dang, people really would. Pedophilia is a real thing. I just don't understand why y'all want young kids. To be honest, there's nothing nobody under 25 can really do for me. And if anybody between 21 and 25 tricks me into liking them, that's one thing. But for me to go out of my way to date anybody under 25, I just can't do it. I can't do it. And I mean, you never know who you're going to run into, but I know I'm not going to run into a child. I know I'm not going to run into somebody who is just barely legal. I know I'm not going to get with somebody who legitimately hasn't even lived a real adult life yet. I just don't understand people. Ooh. I know people can say you can never say never, but officially say is you will never see me hooking up with a child. You will never see me touching a kid. Okay? That mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Please don't drag me, y'all. I know you're not supposed to condone violence. This is a live morning radio show. Don't drag me, but still. I said what I said. Some of these people deserve what comes to them. All right, y'all, we're gonna take a quick break. And when we come back, we're gonna have some more daily news. So stick around, y'all. This is the Jamie D Show. Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM. Remember, the time change is happening Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024, from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And Jamie D Show is in Chicago, Illinois, and will be on WRMN AM 1410 FM. Stick around, y'all. More daily news coming right at you. Las Vegas. Guess what? The Jamie D Show is expanding and also changing time slots. Starting Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024, the Jamie D Show will be heard in Las Vegas, Nevada, and now also in Chicago, Illinois. My new time slot will be from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST every Monday through Friday. I'm still covering entertainment, pop culture, social issues, and more. I'm excited for you all to hear me in your cars and on YouTube at TheJaimedEeshow. See you on Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024, from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST.
Where we've been serving farm food and crafted cocktails for over 2 decades. Visit us for the full Hash House experience at any of our 5 Las Vegas locations. Hash House A Go-Go is where old school meets new and gets twisted. We bring people together over good food and fun. Come in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and come hungry because our portions are huge. Visit us online to see our entire menu at hashhouseagogo.com. Hash House A Go-Go. It's a Midwest thing, and there's nothing else like it.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Jamie D Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 every Monday through Friday, starting Tuesday, January 2nd, from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST, and also in Chicago, Illinois, from 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. CST on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're also live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at The Jamie D Show, a real live morning radio show. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. If you're just now tuning in, I went over my weekend. We had a conversation about some daily news, and now we're going to continue that daily news. Shout out to people who are listening live right now on the Instagram at It's Jamie D. We have Ela out of Tennessee, and we have that guy Rob out of Los Angeles, California. He says he's a little bit under the weather, but he's good. Hey, I'm praying that you recover and heal swiftly because it is cold and flu and also allergy season. And my allergies are beating my behind. I went to the doctor and they told me I was allergic to all this stuff, and I'm just over it. I can't do this. These seasons, I hate it. All right, let's get back into some daily news. Per the neighborhood talk, a young Philadelphia boy will always remember that time Spirit Airlines put him on the wrong flight during the holiday season, according to CNN. The child traveled unaccompanied on December 21st to Fort Myers, Florida, to visit his grandma, but instead was sent to Orlando. In a statement sent to CNN, the airline stated that, quote, the child was always under the care and supervision of a Spirit team member. And as soon as we discovered the error, we took immediate steps to communicate with the family and reconnect them, end quote. The child's grandmother, Marie Ramos, told WINK TV she went into panic mode after the flight he was booked for landed, yet he was nowhere to be found. The boy then called her to inform her that he was in Orlando, and she drove almost 160 miles to retrieve the child. Ramos is demanding an explanation from the airline on how the mix-up occurred, but they have yet to address their failure. However, Spirit Airlines has offered to reimburse her for the driving and take full responsibility for the mistake. I don't know about y'all, but Spirit Airlines needs to pay 1 month of her rent, need to send her an all both of them on an all expenses paid trip to Hawaii and Japan and Puerto Rico and to the moon. They need to pay her phone bill. They need to also give her a fat check. And she needed a massage and a chiropractic treatment because this lady drove 160 miles to retrieve her grandchild. Do you know this boy was 6 years old? Do you know how insane this situation is? Do you know the heart palpitations this lady was probably having? Do you know the thoughts that were running through this woman's head? It is the holiday season. Sex trafficking, child abduction is at an all-time high. People are already going through it as it is, but now it's also the holiday season and people are really going through it. And this woman had an accompanied child, but not a family accompanied child on a flight on the way to see her. And this child was sent to another city. Yeah, in Florida, but to another city. 160 miles is not close, y'all. On top of that, my thing is, you have this child in a whole different city and you just want to reimburse her for her driving. I'm telling you, y'all need to reimburse her for everything. I'm being serious. y'all need to pay some rent, a phone bill, give them a new car. I mean, like, y'all need to really go over the top for this lady. That drive was 3 hours and 17 minutes. Probably not exact, but around that time. Fort Myers to Orlando is 3 hours and 17 minutes. Insane. Not to mention that she had to probably park. She had to probably talk to somebody. She was probably panicking. 3 hours and 17 minutes of a panic is insane. Ooh. I'm hoping they get everything that they asked for and more, because that's just insane. All right, It's On Site posted that in a tragic incident at a Home Depot in Florida, a woman was fatally shot by her daughter's father. It was revealed in court that the victim, Brooklyn Sims, had tested negative for gonorrhea just days before the murder, debunking the motive behind the crime. The jury found the ex-boyfriend Keith Agee guilty of first-degree premeditated murder, per the New York Post. During a confession earlier that week, 20-year-old Agee admitted to murdering the mother of his 2-year-old child while she was on duty at a Pensacola Home Depot on August 11th. During his testimony, Agee revealed that he became furious after contracting a sexually transmitted disease, allegedly following a sexual encounter with Sims. He accused her of being unfaithful. The suspect confessed, quote, "I said, hey, you gave me something. She said, not this again, and turned around and proceeded to walk away from me. I've never been so mad in my life," end quote. Quote, "I pulled my firearm from my waistband, and I proceeded to shoot Brooklyn," end quote. He added, 2 other people were injured following the encounter. Agee asserted that the brutal killing was impulsive, but conversations with his mother, Sheila Agee, via text messages indicated that he had meticulously plotted the assault. Sheila Agee allegedly encouraged him to carry out the act. She proceeded to disclose Sims' whereabouts and instructed him to delete the evidence, expressing her desire to avoid an association with the conversation. She allegedly said via text, quote, "because I don't want nobody to know I was texting your stupid ass," end quote. Keith Agee concluded the unsettling discussion by stating the, quote, "thought of her knowing she effed and the regret in her face will be enough to satisfy me," end quote, as per the text messages made public by police. Sheila Agee is charged with first degree premeditated murder, as she should. Lock both of they dumb ASSs up. Period. The mother helped this boy and she was an accomplice. She deserves to be in jail. He deserves to be in jail. And may this woman who lost her life rest in peace. Let me just tell y'all this. Obviously, the full story is not put out there. We don't know if this man actually had an STD, but if he did, he ain't get it from her. A hit dog will holler. And we all know cheaters, liars, and scammers, especially when they're caught, love to try to turn the game around and start blaming the victim. You must be cheating too. Why you staying late at work? Who at your job? Why you acting like this? Why you doing this? Because you know you got caught. You feel bad. And what is happening in your body and in your mind is you're trying to make yourself feel better about what you did. You're trying to make what you did make sense. You're trying to be at a point where you are quote unquote forgiven, and now you're doing the blame game so that you guys can be even. When in all actuality, you're still the only cheater, liar, and scammer. This girl didn't even have gonorrhea, and she lost her life because you're an idiot. On top of that, gonorrhea can be fixed. It's just, okay, I'm not gonna say it's not bad, but it's just gonorrhea. It ain't like you got HIV. It ain't like you got herpes. And even still, depending on what kind of herpes it is, it's just herpes. Majority of the world got herpes. So it's like, and that is a true fact. Google it. Don't try to come drag me. That is really a true fact. Majority of the world does have herpes simplex 1, and it don't even do nothing to nobody. It's just the ugly bump that may or may not come out sometimes. But, and there's so many ways to get herpes simplex 1, by the way. Google it. It's not just from sexual encounters. A lot of y'all need to stop kissing these babies because a lot of y'all be giving these babies herpes simplex 1 by kissing on them. I'm just saying. Sorry to laugh. But it's just gonorrhea, y'all. Go out there and Google stuff. Go ask your healthcare provider. Go ask your PCP. Go to a nonprofit organization like AHF, or go somewhere where they do free and or reduced testing and ask a counselor questions. Gonorrhea, chlamydia can be cured. Now, there's some strong strands because y'all be out here doing too much, but it can be cured. Nobody deserves to lose their life in general. Didn't I just say that there's some situations? You know what? I don't want to contradict myself in my live on a radio show, but a lot of people don't deserve to lose their life. And one of the reasons somebody should not be losing their life is over a dumb STD. Grow up. And also wrap it up. Have conversations. Go get tested. Ask questions and do research. You shouldn't be killing somebody over a dumb STD. Period. You just really shouldn't. I don't know what you guys feel, but I don't feel like somebody should die over an STD. Now, as posted by It's On Site, a father in Florida is engaged in a custody battle for his daughter, who he was initially told had died at birth by the child's mother. However, he later discovered that the baby had been put up for adoption without his knowledge. Daily News Mail reports Brandon Martinez has been engaged in a custody battle since discovering that his daughter Amaya was alive and well. In October, a judge in Florida ruled that because Brandon had not provided financial or medical support for the baby, it was not listed on the birth certificate, his consent was not necessary for the adoption to proceed. The time to appeal the case has now passed, and Amaya, who is now 2 years old, remains with her adoptive parents. Brandon said that the day of his daughter's birth, he received a text message from the mother informing him that their child had died from sudden infant death syndrome. He reportedly lost contact with the mother for around 3 weeks. Brandon was mentioned as, quote, a man who may have interest in the minor child and the legal filings, but he had soon discovered that his daughter was under the care of a Heart of Adoptions, a private agency in Florida. Because Brandon and the mother were not married, his parental rights were not required at the time of the adoption. Additionally, he was not listed on the baby's birth certificate, and he had not registered as a, I'm going to say this wrong, putative father. I hope I said that right. It don't sound like I said that right. Which would have given him legal rights as an unmarried father. In the same month that his daughter was born, Brandon took the step of registering and filed a petition to establish paternity for his child. Quote, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be given custody of my daughter and be in her life. I'm willing to pay whatever form of support or cost it takes, end quote, he told the outlet. I really want y'all to strap it up. I really want y'all to believe in Plan B. I really want y'all to get an abortion if y'all need to. I really want y'all to stop having sex with people y'all don't like. Ooh, I really hate this for a lot of people, and I hate this for the child involved, and I actually do hate this for the dad. I mean, I don't know much about the dad. I don't know why the lady decided to do this, but if it wasn't for any negative reason other than just you don't like the guy, she's foul for that. She's foul for that. If this guy's not a child molester, a child rapist, a child predator, if you had no belief that he wouldn't do right by his child, and you were just being malicious because you didn't want the child and because you didn't like him, you're foul for that. The child definitely deserves to know who their dad is. And poor Amaya spent 2 years in this center and also with adoptive parents when they could have been with their dad. It's horrible. It's horrible. And I honestly, personally, if I found out about this situation, I probably wouldn't even want to see my mom, to be honest. I mean, I know there's a lot of adopted kids who still want to meet their birth parents, but I know everybody's also different too. So, hey, sending prayers out to the guy, sending prayers out to Amaya, and I hope this all is solved correctly and fairly. All right, y'all, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have a conversation on posting your man on social media and then later complaining about the consequences. We're going to get into this topic, y'all. Stay there. This is the Jaime D Show. Las Vegas, guess what? The Jaime D Show is expanding and also changing time slots. Starting Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024, the Jaime D Show will be heard in Las Vegas, Nevada, and now also in Chicago, Illinois. My new time slot will be from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST every Monday through Friday. I'm still covering entertainment, pop culture, social issues, and more. I'm excited for you all to hear me in your cars and on YouTube at TheJaimeDeeshow. See you all Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024, from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST.
Suffering from a sensitive stomach? Hi, it's Kelly the Cookie Lady from Mooch's Munchies. Our dogs had super sensitive tummies, and I needed to find a low-fat treat that wouldn't give them gas or other issues. Most of the treats on the market were loaded with fillers, chemicals, and chicken fat. Many of them weren't even food. Well, I knew I could do better, so I developed Mooch's Munchies, and I'm happy to be able to share them with you. Stop by our store or our website, moochesmunchies.com, and find out why we say that Mooch's Munchies are totally pawsome.
Zen World Premium CBD offers full and broad spectrum CBD oil, extracts, and capsules, which are designed to help you feel your best. Their products are sourced from the best organic hemp and natural ingredients on the market and are tested for quality, purity, and potency. They have a full range of items from health and wellness to beauty to pets. Call 725-205-9223. Visit online at zenworld.com or stop by their location at 9895 South Maryland Parkway and Silverado Range Parkway. Mention KSHP for 10% off in store or use code KSHP online for 15% off.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jaime D Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST. But that's changing to 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'll be live on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM out of Chicago, Illinois, starting Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. Welcome in, y'all. For those who are live on the YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook, I appreciate you all. For those who are listening live in their cars right now, thank you. For those who are on the Instagram right now at It's Jaime D, what's up? Yuka Frida says, now what is this topic? Yes, I put on Instagram, you posted your man, that's your fault. And on this social topic, we're going to get into this because the topic of the day is posting your man on social media and then complaining about the consequences. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I get on social media to distract myself with funny content to catch up with what my friends are doing in the real world and in their own world. But I so often get cut off from doing that because of the other dumb crap that gets posted on social media. There's this girl on TikTok complaining that she posted her man for fun content and to show the world how amazing of a husband and dad he is, but she's getting way too many women in her DMs trying to steal him from her. At first, I was like, that's what happens when you have an attractive partner and you post him or her on the internet. That's also what happens when you have a partner doing the things that other people wish they had someone doing for them. A majority of people want to be happy. A majority of people want to be in a fun, healthy, and loving relationship. And a majority of people want to feel like couple goals. So when you have people who have those wants, but aren't getting them watching your life, of course, jealousy is going to kick in. And some people are going to try to get what you have. That is literally normal. Not saying that it should be appreciated. It should be normalized. It should even be accepted. But that's, I'm about to say it's going to be common sense, but we all know common sense ain't so common. It's like the older I get, the more dumb I think people are. I said it. I'm sorry. I think some people are just dumb. I do. I want y'all to listen to this lady's video and tell me if you agree with how she feels about not wanting to post her man on social media anymore because of how trifling people can get. Take a listen. Let me see. Hold on. I'll play it if it's not playing. I'll play it on my side. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'll play it on my side.
Have fun, like let people know in the real world that, just don't settle. There's real men and there's good daddies and everything out there. But is it disrespect from the females? The females, they be in your comments, oh, I love y'all together, but then hop in my husband DM. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm not gonna see it. Like, I'm not gonna see it. Like, but it's the amount of people is ridiculous. Like, oh, you're a good father, you're a good dad, a good provider, a good husband. Well, if you're a good husband, why the hell you in my husband DM?
So I don't know. Okay, I tried to play it on my side because I don't know what was happening at the station, but they were able to get it back live on air. So I don't know if you guys heard it when I played it, but I'm sure you guys were able to hear it when it's played on the other side. Now, when I heard this, like I told y'all earlier, at first I was like, what happened? That's what happens, boo. Like, you just got to be ready for that. But I also was like, I really do wish we could just post our significant others without care. But that's not the world we live in. We live amongst greedy people. We live amongst people who don't have self-control. We live amongst people who want what other people want. We live amongst people who don't have any moral standings. We live amongst people who don't give a crap. And like I tell everybody live on air, you're more than welcome to call in at 702-221-7283 to discuss the topics with me. And if you comment because you're not able to call in, I will address your comments. Now, Yuka Frida says, sounds like she's territorial, insecure in her own relationship. Just because someone is in the DMs doesn't inherently mean they are trying to steal her man. From what she read, she literally read out compliments. Her taking those compliments as someone trying to steal her man is her own security showing, to be honest. And I agree. I didn't hear her say anything where she's like, oh, let me take you on a date, or you shouldn't be with her, or I'm better. I just heard compliments, and compliments are nice. And while I agree with you, Yuka Frida, I also want to say this too. A lot of those comments come right before all the other stuff comes. You got to get in there somehow. Y'all got to know how this game works. You can't just be like, oh, leave your girl, I'm here. You got to be like, oh, you're so cute. Oh, I love your kids. Oh, you're a good husband. But what that D do? You trying to come over? What you doing next week? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't start off dry. You got to get it wet a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But again, I was like, girl, you gotta be ready for that. That's just the name of the game. But also, too, I do wish we could post our significant others and not care about other people coming after them. But that's the real world. And that was my standpoint when I first heard and watched that lady's video. But then I realized there were 2 more videos, a part of the carousel on Instagram to watch. And so I decided to slide over and watch the other 2 videos. And I was instantly disappointed. This lady out here complaining that people are trying to take her man, when in one of the videos, you see her in a car with her man, and he's wearing silk pajamas. They seem to be in good spirits and everything seems normal. Then there's a cut edit in the video where it was like, obviously, that like it jumped to another part of the video. So again, it was obvious that they did that, right? And they're still in the car, but you can see that the man had shifted his manhood and it was sitting on his thigh. And the girl says, say cheese. And then he goes, cheese, and makes his manhood jump. I have eyes, and I can say that it obviously looked like a nice size, and I can see why people be like, oh, dang, I want that. Y'all, we grown. I get it. But what pisses me off is that this man's manhood was not even showing or even that big in the beginning of the video. So it's obvious they cut the video. He got himself erect, or she helped. He positioned it to be seen, and then they recorded that moment on purpose. Like, girl, huh? Then in the next video, they could be seen participating in this kissing challenge while aboard a cruise ship. Now, nothing is wrong with kissing. Nothing is wrong with being an adult. But the husband is not only seen kissing his wife, but grasping her neck, picking her up like she's a piece of paper, putting her on his neck, and her wrapping her legs around his neck while kissing. And then they ended up winning the kissing. Those were 2 very explicit videos that emulate sex and a man with strength in a big private part. Like, what the hell else did you expect, lady? Girl, huh? Did she really expect people to be like, oh, nice. Good for her. Her man is strong and has a big private part. Girl, hell no. I don't understand people. She knew exactly what it was she was asking for when she posted those videos. She is an attention-seeking person who has no clue for what she posted. I don't believe she has any right to complain about people wanting her man after what she posted. I mean, tell me if you guys agree or disagree, because you're mad that people want your man, but you went from posting wholesome videos, because I did look at her TikTok, since didn't start posting explicit videos. We see this man's piece sitting on his thigh. He makes it jump. He's picking you up. Y'all kissing. You're wrapping your legs around him. Y'all have soft porn on the internet. And you want us to feel sorry for you that you're the one recording most of these videos. You're the one posting most of these videos. And now you got women in his DMs. What you want us to do about it? This is your fault. You wanted to be popular so bad and gain more followers and be seen as the it couple so bad. And now you're upset. You did this to yourself, girl. This is your fault. This is your fault. It ain't like you was just only posting wholesome content, left it at that. And if you were, then I would give you that support you were looking for. But you weren't. And for that, I'm over you. And that dumb stuff that y'all be doing, like y'all be out here crying wolf for no reason. That dumb video of you crying and complaining. Well, she wasn't crying, but complaining about people wanting your man and people need to stay out your man's DMs. They're not gonna stop. They're not gonna stop. And as more as you continue to allow people to get into your life and see what you have that they don't, oh baby, people are gonna come for your man. They are gonna come for your man. I don't know. Excuse me says she's being mad extra, but they literally are sexualizing him and then being surprised that people want him. Yeah, I completely agree. A lot of stuff on social media is an act, and I'm over it. This is exactly why I don't believe anything I see on social media or compare myself to other people. You never know the truth, what people are going through, and why people posted what they posted. Because all this stuff be fake. Social media is fake. I don't care what y'all say. This girl, I don't feel sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for her man. Maybe you should stop posting your man. Maybe you should delete those videos. And maybe you probably should never tag your man ever again. Maybe you should start making more videos with a bag over his face. But if you're going to post your man, get ready. And then your man or woman attractive, get ready for those people lurking around the corner who can wait for their chance. There's a lot of people waiting for y'all to get divorced. There's a lot of people waiting for y'all to get separated. There's a lot of people playing and praying on your downfall. Girl, you better work on your home. You better work on your home. That's all I'm going to say. You better make sure your home is secure before you worry about somebody else. All right, y'all. So before we end the show, I'm going to remind you guys that the Jamie D Show is expanding. Woo! The Jamie D Show will be heard live in Las Vegas, Nevada on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. PST. That is a time change in Las Vegas. And now also in Chicago, Illinois on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM every Monday through Friday from 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. CST. Yes, the Jamie D Show will be in 2 territories. Oh, yes. We are bi-coastal on the West Coast and now the Midwest. I'm doing a darn thing. I really am. I'm proud of myself. I deserve a pat on my back. I'm working hard, y'all. And I deserve this bell ring. And so does Mark Hayes. He deserves his flowers. He deserves everything awesome and positive and great coming to him. Make sure you guys continue to support KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM. Make sure you guys continue to purchase your certificates, continue listening live to the Radio Shopping Show, and continue to keep the station alive. The station is a small station that's going to be big one day, but we need your support. All right. All right, everybody. I love y'all so much. I will see y'all tomorrow. It's hump day, and tomorrow will be Friday Eve, aka Thursday. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow will be 10 o'clock. Like I said, Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. The time change will be 11 a.m. I love y'all. Have a great day. And like I said earlier, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. What's up, everybody? Tune into the Jamie D Show, live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM. If you aren't in the Las Vegas area, you can catch my show live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at The Jamie D Show. That's TheJaimedEeshow. If you want to advertise your business on my show, email us at info@jamied.com. Thank you all so much for your support. See you tomorrow.